What's up guys, Shane Stars here. Today we're going to be taking a look at a very affordable and easy way to get a smart home setup in your home. Aqara sent out the Camera Hub G3, which includes a Zigbee hub. You can set up to 128 other Aqara devices ranging from sensors to cameras to smart plugs, and you can get even things that are not smart into your smart home, like air conditioning units, fans, and even your television. Big shout outs to Aqara for sponsoring this video. Let's go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and get these out of the boxes and see what these come with. So in the box, you get your user manual, you get your power cord. This is a USB Type-C cord. You get your power brick, and then you get the Camera Hub G3 camera. This also has this pretty interesting little cover here with the kitty ears. You can choose to keep that on or take it away. I think it's cute. We'll leave it. Next up, let's see what comes with the smart plug. Okay, this is pretty simple. It looks like we get our user manual and then we get our US smart plug. Let's go ahead and get this set up very quickly. So we're gonna download the Aqara app. You can grab it in the Play Store or the App Store on Apple products. We're gonna go ahead and add accessory. We've got the Camera Hub G3, so we'll go ahead and select that, agree and continue. Turn on the power, press and hold the camera. So we're gonna go ahead and plug this in. Once it's powered on, we're gonna press and hold this button for 10 seconds. And then we just need to go ahead and connect to our Wi-Fi. Now we need to scan the QR code with this camera. So we'll just kind of hold it up in front of the camera.
Connecting. Please wait.
Okay, and then we will move to the next step.
The account is bound successfully. Welcome aboard.
That has been successfully added, and we might as well go ahead and update the firmware while we are here. Next up, let's go ahead and set up the smart plug. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug it in, and then we will add it to the Aqara app as well. Go to switches and plugs, and we've got the smart plug USA version. We'll be binding this to the Camera Hub G3, so we'll go ahead and identify. Long press the button for more than 5 seconds. Okay, we've got the light blinking quickly there. And just like that, we have our smart plug added to the system. Setting up the smart plug with your assistant is super easy. For me, I used Google Home, so I'm gonna go into the Home application. I'm going to hit the plus button here, and I'm gonna set up a device. I'm gonna choose Works with Google, and then I'm gonna search for Aqara, and simply just give it access and you're good to go. So I do have my lamp set up with the smart plug. If I press the button, that's gonna turn that lamp on and off. And like I showed you a second ago, I've got it already set up with my Google Assistant, so I can say, okay Google, turn off R2-D2. And it's gonna, and now I'm able to control my lamp that's not a smart device with my voice. So I think that's a pretty cool feature. A few things that really stand out about the Camera Hub G3. The first being just the all-around compatibility. So not only is this compatible with all of the Aqara accessories, so the sensors, the smart switches, the smart plugs, all of those are compatible, but because this has the Zigbee hub built in, you'll even be able to control devices that can be controlled by an IR controller. Also, like the fact that you're not having to purchase a separate hub. This makes all of your Aqara accessories compatible with your smart assistants like HomeKit, Alexa, and Google Home. Okay Google, turn off R2-D2. The local AI-powered recognition means that this camera can detect when a human is present. It can detect faces that it knows. It can also detect your pet's movements and actions. It detects gestures and can be used to set up scenes and automation through the Aqara app. You'll be able to set up automations like push notifications, or you can do things like turn on a smart switch or a smart plug when a certain person arrives home. And I really love the quality of the video coming out of this camera. So you get a full 2K resolution. So this is 1296p image. That means you have plenty of pixels there. That means there's lots of resolution, and you're gonna be able to do things like zoom in on the image and still have plenty of detail. If somebody intrudes on your home, you want to have all the detail possible. You want to be able to see that person's face. You want to be able to zoom in on things like if they had a name tag or something like that, just to get as much information as possible. You're able to do that with this high resolution camera. And you know, if you're just checking in on kids and family, or you want to see your pet maybe they're across the room, being able to zoom in and kind of see what's going on with the family and pets and have a clear, good image is definitely a plus to this camera hub. Also love the fact that this has full 360 degrees of view with pan and tilt. I can control the pan and tilt from the application, which is definitely a great benefit, but this also enables things like human tracking. I can track the movement of my pets in the house as well. And I can even set this to auto cruise, so it will actually go back and forth between predetermined positions, so I can always see what's going on in my home. And that's all thanks to that tilt and pan action built into the camera. We've mentioned it a few times already, but I really love the fact that this has the Zigbee 3.0 hub included. You don't have to go out and buy an additional hub or anything like that. You're going to be able to control up to 128 Aqara devices from your smartphone or from your Google Assistant or Alexa. So I love the fact that you can basically make an entire smart home setup controlling everything from your light switches to powering on and off your stove, to even having motion detection when windows are open. All of that can be controlled from the Zigbee hub, which is included in your Camera Hub G3. Anything that can be controlled with an IR controller can be controlled with this camera. You can set it up to control your TV, your air conditioning unit, and things like that. You can also set all those up to be automated. So maybe you want your TV to be turned on at 4 o'clock before you get home so that you've got noise whenever you enter the house. That can be done. Or you could turn on your AC window unit to cool down your apartment a few hours before you arrive home so that it's nice and comfortable when you arrive. One thing that's really cool about the IR automations is once you have them set up, they're going to work regardless of whether or not you have an internet connection. So I think that's another really cool feature. With things like the automation and the gestures, you can simply turn on or off the entire system with the click of a button within the app, or even with just a gesture. So like a V for turning the system on or an OK for turning the system off. These are all things that you can set up within the Aqara app. G3 has a built-in speaker. You can do things like two-way communication with your family. If you get a notification when your child arrives home, you can actually drop in on them and ask them how their day went and communicate with them. Also, if there's an unexpected intruder or if the camera detects a face that it doesn't know, it can sound off an alarm. Also set off an alarm if a window is opened unexpectedly, and then also deliver you a notification when your child arrives home or if there's an intruder or something like that. You can set that predefined position for like a door or a window or even a balcony, and if there is motion detected or if a sensor is tripped, the camera will pan over to that area and begin recording, as well as send you a notification so that you are aware of what's going on. You can also set up the smart plug with the camera so that you can control it with simple gestures. Very quickly, I did want to run through the app. At the bottom, you're going to see lots of options. The first one is the Home app. This is where you can access the various Aqara products that you have set up. For me, I've got the camera and the smart plug already set up. You're going to be able to access your different accessories, and you'll be able to see their current status. So right now it shows that I've got 2 devices connected with 0 offline devices. I can also add devices here pretty easily. Next up, we've got the automation. Here you can add automation. So like, for example, I have my smart plug currently plugged into a lamp. So if the weather changes, like let's say that I want to set something up to automate at sunset. So once the sunset in my city happens, then we can set automation for that smart plug to turn off or to turn on. You're also able to do this for the Camera Hub G3 and any other accessory that you have set up through the app as well. You can also set up your scenes as well through the application. And then there is a profile option as well. Now let's go ahead and jump into each of the accessories through the application. I'm going to jump into the Camera Hub, and you instantly get a live feed, and it even shows the connectivity and how much internet is going through the camera there. You have the 360 pan and tilt here, so you can actually control the pan and tilt with the remote. So you've got 360 degrees of coverage. There are no blind spots here. You can also turn on and off the audio so you can hear what's going on. You've also got an option for two-way communication. You're able to take a picture, you're able to record, and that recording will be saved to your phone. If you do have an SD card slot enabled, whenever it senses and whenever it does detect motion and things like that, it can record and save to the device itself. You can pause the live view or play the live view. One thing that I really did want to point out here is that with the 2K high quality image, you can zoom in on the photo and still get lots of detail. So I love the fact that this is a high quality image. There's also an infrared remote control option here, so you can set this up to control non-smart devices that have infrared controllers. So say if you have like a window unit AC, or in that particular room I do have a TV, I can actually go to add a device, add TV. It's an LG TV. So if I scroll down, all right, I can click on the LG, I can add the TV. It's got 34 codes here. I can hit the power button, it'll scroll through the codes, and when it turns the TV off, I'll know I've got the correct codes. Okay, and then there is a predefined position. So if we do this predefined position, basically what this is if there's any movement or action at that predefined position, then this will automatically turn the camera to that position and begin recording once it senses a movement. So like if you had a window sensor on that window and you wanted to predefine the position, as soon as that sensor's tripped, it's gonna start recording. There's also motion detection on the camera itself. So if someone were to open this window, it could automatically pan over to that window and begin recording. So you've got a few options there for the predefined positions. If we go down to this advanced tab, you have human tracking, dog and cat tracking, cruise, face detection, gesture notification, and there are even more options there as well. With that turned on, whenever the camera detects a human, it's going to actually track the subject and move along, panning and tilting to follow that subject. You can also do the same for dogs and cats. So if you want to get recordings or capture your pets throughout the day, you're able to do that there as well. You guys can see it kind of shifted back over to that predetermined view. All right, face detection is another option here. Here we can go ahead and add a face, so that way it'll tell me, it'll give me a notification through my phone whenever it sees that particular face. So you can set this up with your kids. When they come home from school, it'll let you know because it'll see their face. You'll get a notification. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and take a photo of myself and I'm gonna save it. With the face recognition turned on, you can also do things like automation or send out messages. So like whenever you arrive home, it sees your face. You can set up your smart switches and things like that to turn on automatically. So I think that's pretty cool. There's also gesture notification here. So with the gesture control, you're able to control all devices by creating an automation with your gesture. Next up, let's jump into the outlet portion of the application. Of course, you can control this by simply clicking the button here to turn it off and back on. Not only are you able to turn this on and off by pressing this button, you can also monitor the electricity usage there as well. There's also a countdown timer. You can go into the settings here. You're able to change the name for the smart plug. I did change the name there so that way it's easy to control it via your Google Assist or your Alexa. You have a more settings option here. You can control the maximum power output of that smart plug. There's also an option here for charging protection. So this can protect your batteries. So if you're using this like to charge a laptop or something like that, you can definitely use this to help protect your devices. And then there is an option for power off memory. When it powers on again, the device will resume its last state before it powers off. I think where this could really come in handy is if you have like a coffee pot or a coffee maker and you've got it set up, all you got to do is turn it on and off. This would be great for like starting your coffee from bed, so I like that. Also like the fact that this does include some safety features. It utilizes VO grade flame resistant material and is also equipped with a protective shell to prevent electrocution. This also supports any appliance with a maximum power consumption of 1875 watts. As you can see, the Camera Hub G3 by Aqara is full of features. This is so much more than just a standard security camera. It's got tons of awesome features and it's at an affordable price. I'll be sure to include links to the camera itself and also the smart plug below. That about wraps it up for this video. Thanks guys for watching. Be blessed. I'll see you in the next one.